Welcome to This Explainer. Listen, if you thought the transition to electric vehicles was the biggest story in the automotive world, you are in for a serious wake-up call today. We are looking at a massive, absolute game changer of a strategic inflection point, the 2026 Beijing Auto Show. What happened in Beijing completely proves that we're moving way, way beyond just swapping out gas tanks for battery packs. Cars are fundamentally transforming into giant, high-performance supercomputers on wheels. So let's break down the absolute most fascinating insights from recent industry reports to show you exactly how the gravity of the whole auto world has totally shifted. Okay, let's dive into this. The official theme for the show was the future of intelligence. Now notice what's missing there? The focus isn't on horsepower, it's not on torque or aerodynamics. It is squarely 100% on intelligence. The sources we're looking at make it incredibly clear that this 2026 show marked the exact moment the industry officially graduated from basic mechanical engineering right into the realm of intelligent mobility. We are talking about the deep integration of AI, massive computing power, and just a total redefinition of what it actually means to drive. It's this massive pivot from asking, how fast does it go, to asking, how smart is it? And to truly grasp the magnitude of this shift, you really got to look at the sheer scale of this event. 380,000. That is the record-breaking total exhibition area in square meters, spread out across two massive venues. I mean, this easily eclipses traditional heavyweights like the Detroit or Munich auto shows. This space hosted over 1,400 vehicles and an absolutely astounding 181 global premieres. And when you factor in that China's domestic EV penetration rate is now sitting above 50%, well, the numbers tell a very direct story. The center of gravity in the automotive world has definitively moved. So here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll cover the new auto epicenter. Second, standout EV supercar debuts. Third, global collaboration and strategy. Fourth, the rise of AI cockpits. And finally, autonomous driving safety evolution. Let's get right into it. Section 1. The new auto epicenter. Beyond the spectacle. Moving right along to Section 2, standout EV supercar debuts, pushing the limits. Now, while the overarching theme of the show was obviously intelligence, the actual physical hardware on the floor was literally mind-blowing. Let's juxtapose two of the most dominant debuts that prove EVs can deliver some serious, heart-stopping thrills. First up, the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra. And yes, you heard that right. The exact same company that makes your smartphone is now building a 1,550 horsepower hypercar. It just set a blistering 7-minute and 5-second lap time at the Nürburgring. Crazy, right? Then you have the BYD Denza Z. It boasts over 1,000 horsepower, also hits 100 kilometers per hour in under 2 seconds, and features this incredible ultra-fast freezing charge technology. Get this, it can charge the battery from 20 to 97% in just 12 minutes, even in negative 30-degree temperatures. These are hypercar specs that are actively rivaling and honestly often beating the most established legacy brands out there. All right, Section 3, Global Collaboration and Strategy, a Strategic Crossroads. So at this show, the industry really found itself at a massive strategic crossroads. We've seen all the flashy hardware, but back in the boardrooms, a much deeper shift is happening. As McKinsey highlighted in their research, the crucial change in corporate strategy is perfectly summarized by this quote, from in China for China to with China for China. You see, for the last 2 decades, multinational automakers basically just adapted their existing products for Chinese tastes, but they kept all their core R&D back at their home headquarters. But as domestic tech capabilities just completely skyrocketed, these multinationals realized that surface-level localization, it's no longer enough. To survive, they are fundamentally shifting to deep co-development with their domestic partners, utilizing Chinese technology platforms and supply chains right from the ground up. And this brilliantly illustrates how two very contrasting strategies are unfolding side by side right now. Foreign multinationals are actively deepening their local roots through co-development just to stay competitive in the region. Meanwhile, the established Chinese OEMs, they are charting the exact opposite course. Companies like BYD, Chery, and Geely are taking the heavily validated technology they've already perfected at home, and they are systematically deploying it in markets all around the world. Their new goal is in China for the world. The boundary between your traditional legacy automakers and these aggressive new EV startups is rapidly dissolving. Section 4. Rise of AI cockpits, the intelligence era. Okay, so the industry actually has a brand new term for this era: agents on wheels. We are moving so far beyond those clunky, frustrating voice assistants of the past. We're talking about integrating large language models, LLMs, directly into the vehicle itself to create agents capable of listening, remembering conversational context, thinking, and actually taking complex actions. Just imagine hopping in your car and casually saying, I'm kind of cold and I really need a coffee. The AI agent then automatically raises the cabin temperature, finds a highly rated coffee shop along your current route, and seamlessly alters the navigation system to take you there, all without you pressing a single physical button. This is the real promise of the intelligence era, your vehicle acting as a genuinely intelligent, highly contextual companion.
And finally, Section 5, Autonomous Driving Safety Evolution, Mitigating Risk.
Now, as these cars become massive computers capable of entirely independent decision-making, you have to ask, how do they handle life or death situations? Let's walk through the evolution of these safety architectures. Step 1 was modular systems. This basically breaks tasks into separate perception, prediction, and planning modules. It's safe, it's verifiable, but the problem is that small errors early on can completely snowball. Then we got step 2, end-to-end architectures. Here, a single AI model takes in the raw camera data and spits out the steering commands. It definitely drives smoother, but it's essentially a black box. If the car makes a mistake, it is nearly impossible for the engineers to understand why. Which brings us to step 3, vision, language, action, or VLA models. These give the car high-level semantic reasoning, essentially giving the car common sense. But as you might guess, this introduces a terrifying new vulnerability.
And that new problem, AI hallucinations on the open road. I mean, we've all seen text-based AI confidently spit out completely false information, right? Now I want you to imagine that exact same thing happening at 70 miles per hour. Recent research highlights 2 specific types of hallucinations we are dealing with. Object level is when the AI literally fabricates a non-existent pedestrian and just slams on the brakes for no reason. But logical hallucination is honestly even scarier. That's when the AI might see a green light, correctly identify that it is green, but then logically conclude it's unsafe to proceed based on a completely fabricated traffic pattern it just hallucinated in its own brain. As we integrate these wildly powerful language models into 2-ton heavy machinery, stopping these hallucinations is without a doubt the single biggest safety hurdle the industry faces.
So how exactly is the industry trying to solve this? Well, researchers are developing some highly academic but absolutely essential safety nets. We call these guardrails. First up, there's RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation. Basically, this forces the AI to constantly cross-reference its decisions with verified high-definition map databases, which essentially grounds the AI back in reality. Second is chain-of-thought reasoning. This forces the AI to essentially show its work and logically justify its reasoning before making any maneuver, ensuring consistency. And finally, RLHF, or Reinforcement Learning from Human Feedback. This is used to teach the AI the subtle nuances of human driving preferences, really balancing raw algorithmic safety with actual passenger comfort. Make no mistake, these 3 guardrails, they are the new seatbelts and airbags of the AI era. Wow, we have covered a massive amount of ground today. From the just unimaginable scale of Auto China 2026 in those insane 1,500 horsepower EV supercars, all the way to the shifting survival strategies of global automakers and the bleeding-edge safety guardrails being built for these new AI cockpits. It is abundantly clear that the shift from mechanical to intelligent mobility isn't just some far-off future prediction anymore. It is the present reality. Which leaves us with one final, deeply provocative question to consider today. As AI and heavy machinery continue to integrate at this unprecedented breakneck speed, is the global auto industry truly ready for the intelligence era? It's definitely something to chew on the next time you get behind the wheel. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. And hey, keep your eyes on the road ahead.